Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We turn now to Formula One. Formula One, of course, returns this weekend after the brief summer break in Holland. And joining us now, having an interesting rookie season, is the Haas driver, Ollie Bearman. Good afternoon, Ollie.
Hey, Ollie.
Hello, how's everyone going? Thanks for having me.
Good, it's a great pleasure. Yeah, I was. It's had its ups and downs. Understandably, it's your first full season in F1, but things looking like they're picking up after Silverstone. There's been some tweaks to the car, and I read you're feeling pretty confident at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a good first half of the season. It's been a big change for me moving into Formula One. Very busy. Being off track, lots more stuff to do with sponsors and many more time commitments. But I'm really very much enjoying it. And I'm making good progress, I think, with the team so far. We bought an upgrade to the car in Silverstone, and that's given the car a great feeling. Now I think this second half of the season is going to be all about consistency, mainly from my side, also from the team side, just trying to, bring home those results that we deserve.
Obviously racing against people that you may have grown up watching, like Lewis Hamilton and the complete Ferrari team. How does that feel when you're actually lining up against them as a co-competitor? Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. I've been watching Formula One since maybe 2013, 2014. So every Formula One race I've watched has had Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Max, even, he's been in the sport since 2016. So there's a lot of these guys who have been there for such a long time and, that I've really looked up to watching Formula One. And now I get to share the track with them, which is a pretty special and crazy feeling. And, every now and then you have to pinch yourself that you're, on track in a Formula One car, living your dream. I think 6-year-old me would be incredibly proud.
You spend a lot of time at Ferrari, where Lewis is now. Have you had much chance to talk to him? Are you able to sort of pick the guys' brains, the experienced guys' brains? Are they up for letting you do that, Ollie?
A little bit. It's nice to share experiences with them. We spend a decent amount of time together, whether it be mainly on the track tour that we do before the race, for the fans, the parade lap. And we often spend, 20, 30 minutes on that track together. And it's really nice to share experiences, particularly with the experienced guys. Although I'm sure they're not really letting on too much, because at the end of the day, when the visor goes down, we're all competitors, no matter how long we've been in the sport.
What about sharing your experience with the other rookies in F1? Is there some kind of WhatsApp group where you all sort of talk to each other about what's going on and the other experiences?
It's really cool. We don't share memes and speak every day. It's a bit more serious than that, but still, it's nice to kind of be a part of it. And we together, we have a really good and strong say, and we can add value, we feel, to other categories across the motorsport division through all the way to karting. Because, we've all been there from the very beginning. And, although I'm still starting out and I'm very early, it's really nice and listen to a lot of the issues that we face as drivers and in our sport generally.
Yeah, I believe your dad drove sports cars in championships as a younger man, and your brother's driving in F4, Thomas. What's it like playing Mario Kart at Christmas?
It's pretty competitive. We always find competition. We're a very competitive family, so no matter what we do, there's always a lot of competition in it. It's really nice to have my dad there who understands to a degree what's going on, because he had some racing experience, not quite Formula One, but that was of course his dream. So by being able to do this, I'm also making him and the rest of my family incredibly proud. And my brother is also doing a great job. He's racing in Formula 4. Just last weekend, he was on pole position for the race and had 2 podium finishes for his Formula 4 races. So he's doing a great job. He doesn't like taking advice from me, so I'm going to let him figure it out. But he's really doing really well, and I hope to see him racing me one day.
I know what I'm doing, Oliver. Leave me alone.
He's been like that since day one, so it's he's pretty convinced.
That was quite triggering, I think. I think took him back to the Christmas lounge. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, Esteban Ocon, your teammate at Haas, has been saying nice things about you. He says you two are getting on. It's not always been true. Some of his other teammates in the past, it's fair to say. But he did call you, he says you have a hooligan spirit. You don't come across like that. What do you think he means by that?
I'm not too sure. I don't know. I think we have a good relationship, first of all, and we push each other forward and the team forward as well. We like to do fun stuff like off the track. You know, we've had a lot of media days together where we've been able to do fun stuff and enjoy our time away from the circuit as well. It's really nice to have a teammate who you get along with, and I'm really happy to have Esteban as my teammate. He's very talented as well, which is great.
Talking about getting away from the track, you've had sort of 3 or so weeks off. What did you get up to? Is it easy to switch off, or you're still having to check in? You're still having to do stuff in and around the team, or did you get a chance just to switch off for a few weeks?
Yeah, it was 3 weeks off. So I spent one in the UK with my family. It was my brother's birthday, which was really nice to kind of catch up with my extended family, which is a rarity nowadays. My grandma was also had her birthday party as well, so it was really nice. Then I went to Spain with my family, where we enjoyed a few weeks of holiday. It's 3 weeks total. 1 week, the final week, is the one where you start thinking about racing again. So I would say there's 2 weeks where you can really shut down and not think about racing. But then already by week 3, you start to get ants in your pants and want to get going again and start talking to the engineers and stuff and preparing the next race. I'm really happy to be here. It's been a long break, and I thought I needed 3 weeks. I would say I only really need a week or a week and a half until I start to get bored and want to get back on the racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, you get to drive these incredible tracks. Obviously, Silverstone, your home track, but tracks around the world, are there any you're particularly looking forward to? I love the Vegas track. I don't know if you're looking forward to racing in Vegas.
Yeah, there's a lot of awesome tracks that we lucky enough to go to across the season. Silverstone was the highlight, also Monaco. I'm particularly excited for Singapore. It's going to be my first time there in Singapore. Vegas also looks amazing, just the spectacle of having F1 cars driving down the Las Vegas Strip looks insane. So, no, the second half of the season looks incredible, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes.
Have you driven at Zandvoort before, Ollie? And I just wonder if you've sampled the stroopwafels, which are the big deal, the kind of big sugary waffles.
You won't get in the car, Paul. You won't be able to get in the car.
You won't be able to squeeze in, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've driven here across my career, starting in Formula 4, Formula 3 and Formula 2, so quite a few times at this track. It's a pretty old school track as they go, which is normally what us as drivers really like. So I'm really excited to see this track in Formula 1. I have tried a stroopwafel or two, as I do every year. Actually, when I came into the hotel, there was some on my kind of table when I walked in, and they were too hard to resist.
That's how they get you.
It's a massive sugar rush, that, I would think.
Stay away from it. You'll be in touring car before you know it.
Yeah, I'll be a bit too heavy.
And finally, I think it's only right that we should cheer up maybe some of the listeners who didn't pass their driving test first time. Oh, yeah. You are part of that select band, I understand. Or you didn't pass your road test first time, and it was on a major, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was an embarrassing story. So it was 2 things. I only thought it was 1 thing, but apparently it was 2. So the first was, those checkered boxes that you're not allowed to stop in?
Yeah.
Well, apparently you are allowed to stop in them if you're turning right, and I didn't quite understand that. And when the instructor told me, no, you're meant to drive, he was basically telling me what to do. That's when I knew it was over. And there was also a stop sign, which I did stop at. I didn't completely blow it, but I was creeping apparently. Apparently I was definitely creeping. So there you go. I learned the hard way on trying to take the test without any lesson.
Yeah.
If you stop too long, at least someone comes and changes your tyres.
That's the trouble. Yeah. Somebody just
exactly.
Loads of people just approach the car off the street. I just finally on this. Did the examiner know who you were before, or did they discover afterwards who you were? And what was their reaction?
No, actually, I was racing in Formula 3 time, so he had no idea who I was. And one of the first questions I asked him was, do you like Formula 1? Just to get a feel of what his stance on motorsport was. And he was a pretty grumpy guy, and he told me, no, I think those guys are absolutely crazy and stupid. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a tough 30 minutes.
You got there second time though, didn't you?
Yeah, thankfully.
That's good news.
And that's where I really started to. I said, okay, after the first time I failed, I'm going to take a few lessons and not be so cocky this time.
Well, Ollie, we wish you well
Brilliant.
at the weekend and for the rest of the season. Lovely to talk to you. Take care. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me. See you next time.
There we are. That's Oliver Bearman there, the Haas F1 driver.
Nice young lad.
Yeah, fantastic.
Nice
what
man.
a great experience. I mean,
Where did it all go wrong?
So much to take on at 20, isn't it? I mean, they're
Incredible.
Wow. Incredible.
Incredible.